You are welcome to the next level. When I look up, now commotion. When I look down, now frustration. When I look at my side, now to reach the top, now connection. If you look at perfume, now stagnation. When I look my side, now
Good morning, viewers. Once again, this is Fred Nwanko coming to you from our studios in Chicago with another edition of Bold Talk on Allen TV. Let me start out by saying that I'm not one of those who throw around quotes from the Bible very often. But sometimes I find it critical to make a point by bringing in one or two lines from the Bible. And in this edition, the line from the Bible I'm bringing you is, "O ye of little faith." This phrase was only used 5 times all through the Bible. 4 of those times it was used in Matthew. And whenever this phrase was used, there was a powerful lesson to be learned about our faith or lack thereof.
Hi there. I want to share something with you. I don't know the original author, so thank you to whoever wrote this. It's really well said. So here it goes. You're holding a cup of coffee when someone comes along and bumps into you or shakes your arm, making you spill your coffee everywhere. Why did you spill the coffee? Because someone bumped into me. Wrong answer. You spilled the coffee because there was coffee in your cup. If there was tea in your cup, then tea would have spilt. Whatever's inside the cup is what we spill out. Therefore, when life comes along and shakes you, which will happen, whatever's inside you will come out. It's easy to fake it until you get rattled. So we have to ask ourselves, what's in my cup? When life gets tough, what spills over? Joy, gratefulness, peace, and humility? Or anger, bitterness, harsh words, and reactions? Life provides the cup. You choose how to fill it. What's in your cup?
Yes, guys, great question. The last 24 to 48 hours is going crazy on social media, crazy on mainstream media in Nigeria. The richest man in Igbo land just came out and dropped a bombshell. He's not supporting Peter Obi for president because Igbos need to wait in line until Atiku finishes. Then Igbos can go to him and say, "Yes, sir, massa. Can it be our turn now?" It's nothing to worry about. But I got one question for you. What's in your cup? It's not a big deal. Folks, Peter Obi is the next president of Nigeria. The last 24 hours have seen social media go crazy, and even mainstream media in Nigeria talking about who is supporting Peter Obi and who is not supporting Peter Obi. And I say to everybody who is talking about this, who cares? The 2023 election is gradually becoming a battle between the rich, the poor, and the conscientious. Does it not make you curious to see that the wealthiest man in Igbo land is preaching against the election of Peter Obi, and the wealthiest man in Yoruba land is doing everything it takes to minimize the significance of Peter Obi and the youth and the progressives that are clamoring for change in Nigeria? What's in your cup was my introductory video. Yes, what's in your cup? The person you vote for in this election becomes your cup. What's in that cup becomes what you live with the next 4 years, if not the next 8 years. Peter Obi guys have become the face of change. Peter Obi is nothing but a symbol. They are out to stop change. If you succeed in forcing change in February 2023, all these people who think that it's all about them and they're so rich and they need to be worshipped will become ordinary Nigerians. They will become ordinary Nigerians because when you elect change and that change goes up about working for you will include that they are now going to create jobs. When they create jobs and you have jobs and you are independent, regardless of what level you work at, when you have a job that could pay your bills and make your wife and your children respect you, you no longer have any need to worship anybody because he has money. And that's when they become ordinary Nigerians just like you. Change is going to make you stop begging, and change is going to level the field where the rich also become part of the ordinary. Peter Obi has modeled the otherwise privileged waters of Nigeria. The waters have been so privileged that they thought only them can swim in it. They will do whatever it takes to stop Peter Obi. The reality is that they will stop him only if you do not go out and vote in masses. Nigeria beckons for Nigeria's youth and Nigeria's progressives and Nigeria's conscientious more than it has ever beckoned. Today, Igbos and Yorubas are seeing that it's not a problem with ordinary Igbos and Yorubas. It's a problem we're suckered into by the super rich who play with our minds. And at the top, they connive together to stop what benefits us. We're not going to let it happen this time. Doesn't it make you wonder why all the political bigwigs in southeastern Nigeria are against Peter Obi? Doesn't that tell you that there is something about this man that should unite the southeasterner and the southwesterner and the south-southerner and the middle belton and the progressive northerners? Doesn't it tell you that the people who hold us back and hold us down are trying to stop the only man that has the tools and the support to bring change that will work for me and you? It's time for us to say no, no, no. And in doing so, I want you to ask yourselves this question. Who do you believe? In this election we're going into, who do you believe? Would you believe a candidate whose spokespeople are Dele Farotimi and Aisha Yusufu? Or would you believe a candidate whose spokesperson is Festus Keyamo? And it's a rhetorical question. You don't have to answer. All I'm giving you is some food for thought to think about what's at stake in this election that's coming up. Your chance to be heroes is here, Nigerians, and especially the Southwestern progressives. Your chance to be heroes and give your region back to the dreams of Power Wolowo is upon us. What you choose to do in February is your choice, but you will live with your conscience. I mean, all Nigerian progressives, we will all live individually with our consciences if we let this opportunity slip away. Let me remind us what it takes to win this election. It takes winning the majority of the votes cast on February 25th, plus getting 25% of the votes in 24 states, which is 2/3 of the Federation. Peter Obi has that in his pocket, but it can only be done if we are not intimidated, if thugs don't stop us, if we fight fire for fire and go out there and cast our votes. They are jittery. These people are scared. They are ganging up. Politics makes for strange bedfellows. Folks, go behind the scenes and see what meetings are going on. The man in the West is meeting with the man in the East. The man in the North is meeting with the man in the South. The man in the Middle Belt is meeting with the man in the East and the West and the North. But none of these men are men with our interest at heart. These are architects of the status quo. They are nervous. The grounds are shifting. It's time, almost there. 60 days to go, folks. 60 ordinary days is all we have left before the election comes. Let me break down the 25% arithmetic for you. And you can go do your own calculations. But I guarantee you that if you go out there and vote on February 25th, Peter Obi is going to get 25% of the votes in Abia State. He's going to get 25% of the votes in Abuja. He's going to get 25% of the votes in Akwa Ibom, in Anambra, in Bayelsa, in Bauchi, in Benue, in Cross River, in Delta, in Edo, in Ebonyi, in Enugu, in Gombe, in Kaduna, in Lagos, in Nasarawa, in Oyo, in Plateau, in Rivers, in Taraba, in Ekiti, in Ogun, in Ondo, in Osun, in Kano, in Kogi, and in Bauchi. Folks, what I just read out to you takes your candidate to Asha. Everything else is irrelevant. But I was being liberal. Watch out, he's going to get 25% of the votes in some of the places I did not mention. And now you're saying to yourself, why 25%? Why not majority? That's the point. If he wins the majority of the votes cast across the country, and he's the number one vote getter, within those states, he's getting 25%. In some of them, he won the majority by far. I'm not interested in where he's winning majorities. I'm interested in him winning the majority of the votes across the board. The key here is 25% of the votes in 24 states of our federation. It's up to you, guys. Talk is cheap. Get your PVC. Get out and vote. Talking is not going to win you an election. Social media noise is not going to win you an election. Spending the last 24 to 48 hours screaming about who endorsed who and who is conniving against Peter Obi is completely irrelevant. The only thing relevant is that we keep our eyes on the prize. The prize is February 25th, and we need to go out there and vote. And I'll conclude on this note. When you're worried about these people who are endorsing who, why don't you go and look at their records of previous endorsements and previous people they supported? None of them won. Go and look at the record. I don't want to mention names. It's not important to mention names. It doesn't matter how wealthy a billionaire they are. They cast one vote. And like Peter Obi said in Port Harcourt or somewhere the other day, the money they are giving you is money. They didn't necessarily steal the money, but they acquired the money in an unfair playing field. It's your money. Take the damn money, spend the damn money, and vote for the right candidate. Nobody cares about them throwing around money. You need money, take the money. They're not going to walk into the polling station with you. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not worried about who is endorsing who and who is not endorsing who. It's completely irrelevant. I am only worried about the Southwestern progressives, Nigeria's progressives in general, Nigeria's youth, and Nigeria's progressive women. As long as you do the right thing, Peter Obi is the next president of Nigeria. And starting on February 26th, even before he gets into office, Peter Obi and Datti Ahmed and the entire team around them, all the people they're working with, are gonna start on February 26th, putting together a transition team that's going to be a rainbow coalition of Nigerians from the East, the West, the North, and the South. The days of tribalism are dead in Nigeria. The days of thuggery at election booths are dead in Nigeria. The days of throwing around money to influence votes are dead in Nigeria. Nigerians are about to take their country back. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, this is Fred Nwankwo coming to you from our studios in Chicago with a critical edition of Bold Talk on Allen TV. And I strongly believe in you, and together we're going to win this election. God bless you. Thank you. And this being my last recording for this year, Happy New Year and a wonderful, prosperous New Year to you. Good night.
This is a song for the new year and every day. I wanted to sing it every day. It's a declaration. Búburú kan kò ní ṣubú lù mí. Àrùnkárùn kankan kò ní súnmọ́ ilé mi. Ìròyìn ayọ̀ létí mi yóò máa gbọ́. Lórúkọ Jésù.